Millions of women rely on menstrual cycle tracking apps to understand their bodies, plan pregnancies, or avoid them altogether. But the truth is, not all apps are created equal or deserve your trust. Some apps protect your privacy, offer insightful, science-backed information, while others quietly share or profit from your data and lack features you genuinely need. As someone who spent a decade tracking my own cycle using more apps than I care to admit, I want you to feel more informed. Hey, I'm Kim, and if you're new here, I create content about women's health, fertility, and health advocacy. My background is in fertility science and nutrition, and I'm passionate about helping you deeply understand your body and make informed decisions for your well-being. I've personally been using menstrual cycle tracking apps since 2015 when Flow first launched. I switched to Clue in 2021 due to a privacy scandal, which I'll be talking about in this video. Today I'll be diving into 6 popular menstrual cycle tracking apps. That's Clue, Flow, Kindara, Lively, Natural Cycles, and Stardust. Here's how it's going to work. I'm ranking these apps across 4 key categories. Ease of use: is the app simple and intuitive to use every single day? Features and customization: so does it provide meaningful insights or just basic logging? This one's important. Privacy and security: do these apps keep your sensitive data safe, or do they sell or share it? And finally, the free versus paid features. Which apps are truly worth your money and which ones just aren't? So, whether you're tracking your fertility, syncing with your cycle, recording your menstrual cycle data, or if you care about privacy, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which app is right for you and which ones you should probably delete. Oh hi, it's Editing Kim here. I couldn't make this video without including this very important explanation. Menstrual cycle tracking apps cannot predict your fertile window. I feel like there's this common misconception because all of these apps will be like,
here's your ovulation date.
You cannot predict that based off your period dates alone. Unless you are charting your basal body temperature every day and your cervical mucus, or like one of these apps on this list, only one of these apps can do this with accuracy, you are putting yourself at risk of unplanned pregnancy or missing a very important window for conception if you're trying to conceive. One thing you should probably know about me is that I love data. I need to know the who, what, why behind absolutely everything. And honestly, when I was researching for this video, I definitely found things that I wasn't expecting. Some apps truly impressed me, and others, there is some juicy tea worth spilling. So go grab a cup of tea because there's some drama and this video is going to be long. And look, this is just my opinion and my analysis, so let me know in the comments if you disagree with my rankings or if you would rank these apps differently. Let's dive into our first category, which is user experience. So when I was testing these apps, here's what I was looking for. How intuitive is the app to navigate? How easy is it to log your cycles, your mood, and your symptoms, and also just my overall impression. So let's dive in. Starting at number 6, we have Kindara. Kindara was groundbreaking for fertility awareness tracking when it first came out in 2012, but today it feels just outdated and it's glitchy. If you're new to tracking your basal body temperature or cervical mucus patterns, the app just leaves you hanging with a bunch of raw data and doesn't actually do any analysis. It's definitely geared towards more manual and advanced users. At number 5, we have Natural Cycles, and this app is impressive in so many ways. But why it's ranked number 5 for ease of use is because it takes a serious daily commitment. To keep accuracy high, you have to measure your temperature with a basal thermometer every single morning, or wear a device like an Oura Ring overnight, and if you miss a day, the accuracy goes down super fast. Moving on to number 4 is an app that is visually stunning and unique. Let's talk about Stardust. If you love astrology, beautiful visuals, and a mystical cosmic vibe, then likely you've already heard of this app or you're already using it. But while Stardust gets highly praised for its aesthetics, navigating the app can feel a bit awkward, and your menstrual cycle data is buried deep in the app and not easily accessible. It also unfortunately does have some glitches. So what I feel is that it's pretty, it's fun, but it needs more substance as a menstrual cycle tracker. At number 3, let's talk about an app that was relentlessly advertised to me on Instagram, and that's Lively. It's an app that looks super promising for cycle syncing. After seeing its advertisements pop up again and again and again, I finally downloaded it, and surprisingly, I really liked it. Lively's interface is clean, it's minimalist, and it's actually enjoyable to use. It's easy to quickly log your cycle and symptoms, and it provides gentle, helpful cycle syncing tips without feeling overwhelming. Taking the number 2 spot is Flow. Flow has done a fantastic job at making cycle syncing feel easy and intuitive. The app has a visually engaging design, and it's straightforward to log your period and symptoms, and the built-in AI assistant is a fantastic educational tool, especially if you're just getting started and want some extra guidance. Flow might feel a little overwhelming at first because it throws quite a bit of information your way. It takes a bit of time to get comfortable using all of its features. Overall, Flow has one of the best user experiences that I've come across, especially if you love deeper insights about your cycle or you're learning about your cycle. And finally, number 1 for user experience is Clue. It's clean, it's minimalist, and it's incredibly intuitive. Logging your cycle and symptoms feels effortless, and there's no clutter, no confusion, just a thoughtful design. Every part of this app feels intentional. To me, it feels like the creators genuinely understand what users need in a menstrual cycle tracking app, and it shows. So just to quickly recap our ease of use rankings from bottom to top, at number 6 we have Kindara. It's outdated and tricky to use. Number 5 we have Natural Cycles. It's great for accuracy, but it does demand a high level of personal responsibility. At number 4 we have Stardust. It's beautiful, but it's lacking substance. Number 3 is Lively. It's promising and intuitive. Number 2 is Flow, a powerful app, but it can feel overwhelming at first. And then there's Clue. It's simple, intentional, and easy to use. Now we're moving on to our second category, which is features and customization. This is where things get more interesting. While a good user experience is important, for me, what really makes or breaks an app is whether it actually gives you valuable insights about your cycle. All of these apps allow you to track the basics, like your period, your symptoms, your moods, and temperature, but not all of them do anything with that data or help you to understand what that data actually means. I ranked these apps based on how deeply they analyze your data and whether their extra insights are genuinely useful or just a shiny distraction. Let's jump right in, starting at number 6, again, Kindara. And I was genuinely disappointed and a little bit suspicious about what I found here. The app is frustratingly slow, and it looks exactly the same as it did in 2015. So I did some digging and found that the app hasn't been updated since 2021. Kindara was acquired by a company called Temp in 2018, which is a femtech company that specializes in wearable technology and machine learning for women's cyclical health. There's some speculation online, allegedly of course, that the app has been abandoned. They've ghosted their social media, and users are reporting that their support requests are going unanswered. The Kindara website has been stripped back to its bare bones. This is what the website looked in 2018, and this is what it looks like today. Just one simple page, and the support page does not work. Neither Temp or Kindara have released any public statement about the future of the app or how secure the app still is. You can still download the app in the App Store, and you can even pay for premium features. I don't really know what to make of this. Next at number 5, an app that is beautiful and fun, but when it comes to reliable cycle insights, it's pretty limited. Let's talk about Stardust, an app that went viral on TikTok. Its first impression is really striking, but when it comes to actual insights and helpful data analysis, Stardust feels really shallow. You can log symptoms, moods, and period dates, but the app doesn't use that data to give you any meaningful health feedback. I put Stardust to the test by using some irregular cycle data to see if it would notice or flag anything unusual, and it just didn't. It did, however, tell me that I am an Ember Earth Purple Moon. So that's really cool, but not exactly helpful if you're looking for real actionable insights into your health. At number 4, we have Lively. And what I really appreciate about this app is that it doesn't overwhelm you. It provides you with practical tips on cycle syncing and well-being in a simple and easy to follow way, which I found genuinely helpful. But when it comes to analysis of your data and spotting deeper trends, Lively isn't quite there yet. I also tested Lively by inputting some irregular cycle data, and while the app did show that my cycle length was atypical, it didn't provide any further insights or guidance about what that meant or what I should do. The good news is that the app does say that these insights are coming soon, so I'm really excited to see how this app evolves. Next at number 3 is the only app on the list that's been officially approved for birth control. Let's talk about Natural Cycles. This is FDA and TGA approved for birth control, meaning that it's clinically tested to be a reliable, non-hormonal contraceptive. Natural Cycles works by precisely tracking your basal body temperature to predict ovulation with accuracy. It's specifically designed for fertility tracking, so if you're looking for broader insights on symptoms, moods, trends, or lifestyle advice, this app won't really deliver the holistic view you might be looking for. At number 2, we've got an app that I personally love for its straightforward, science-based approach. Let's talk about Clue. This is the app that just makes the most sense to me. It's simple, straightforward, and entirely customizable. But here's what I really appreciate. Clue actually pays attention to your data. In my experience, it's great at identifying trends and changes in your cycle. It alerts you when something looks unusual. This is my favorite out of all of the apps for the way that it displays your data. It's very easy to see and understand at a glance what's going on. Taking the number 1 spot for features is Flow. And honestly, Flow sets a pretty high bar when it comes to meaningful insights. Flow doesn't just let you track your period and symptoms, it genuinely helps you to interpret what that data means. It has advanced AI-driven features like personalized chats and symptom checkers, which can guide you through understanding things like irregular cycles, PMS, or even recognizing potential signs of conditions like PCOS or endometriosis. When I tested Flow using irregular cycle data, it actually prompted me with a PCOS symptom assessment, which, while it's not a diagnostic tool by any means, it could be genuinely life-changing for someone who otherwise wouldn't realize something was wrong in the first place. A quick recap on our features rankings. At number 6, we have Kindara, sadly outdated and possibly abandoned. Number 5 is Stardust, it's beautiful but superficial. Number 4 is Lively, it's promising but still developing. Number 3 is Natural Cycles, it's excellent for fertility tracking specifically. At number 2 is Clue, it's simple and great for displaying health data in a really accessible way. And number 1 is Flow with unmatched AI-powered insights. Next up, we're talking about a big one, and that's privacy and security. I honestly believe that you can tell a lot about an app based off their privacy practices. I've noticed most of these apps fall into 2 distinct categories. On one side, you have genuine health tools. These apps are created with input from scientists, researchers, and educators. These apps prioritize your well-being and respect your privacy. Then on the other side are the developers, which in my opinion, these apps just want a slice of the menstrual cycle tracking pie without offering much substance. So one of the easiest ways to spot the difference is to look closely at how these apps handle your data. So let's dive into the rankings, starting at number 6 with an app whose privacy history genuinely shocked me. At number 6, we have Stardust. Back in 2022, Stardust was caught sharing user phone numbers and IP addresses with third-party analytic companies like Mixpanel. They did this without clear disclosure to their users. This is particularly disappointing because Stardust heavily markets itself as a privacy-first application. During the Roe v. Wade crisis, Stardust really leaned into the idea of protecting your data, but then security researchers found that Stardust lacked proper end-to-end encryption. What this means is that the company could still actually access your data even though they claimed otherwise. When it comes to privacy practices, they're still not GDPR compliant. GDPR compliance for these apps is important because it sets the gold standard for how personal data, especially sensitive health data like menstrual cycle information, should be handled, protected, and respected. Apps that aren't GDPR compliant usually don't tell you exactly who they share your data with. They use broad, vague language to justify tracking or advertising. In short, companies that are not GDPR compliant value their analytics and their use of your data over your privacy and your best interest. Allegedly, of course. Next up at number 5, we have an app with a notorious past that has since cleaned up its privacy practices. Between 2016 and 2019, Flow shared sensitive user data, including details about periods and pregnancies, with companies like Facebook and Google, without properly disclosing this to users. Tech companies collect huge amounts of data about you, your searches, what you buy, where you go, and even what you talk about online. So when Flow sent your period and pregnancy data alongside personally identifying information, it became part of that larger profile that these companies now have of you. That means that your cycle, fertility, or pregnancy status could be used to target you with ads, influence the the content you see and shape the online messages you receive. Flow users never agreed to this, and they were never told that their health data was being used in this way. Flow reached a legal settlement in 2021, and since then it has taken steps to become GDPR compliant. So while the app is secure as of 2025, it still ranks at number 5 because this was a super serious breach of privacy. It's important to note that just because Flow is now GDPR compliant, it doesn't mean that they're not sharing your data. It means that they are transparent about how they share your data and who they share your data with. What I do assume from this is that they're no longer sharing sensitive health data. Next up at number 4, we have an app that might have once been trustworthy, but its current status leaves a lot of unanswered questions, and no surprises, that's Kindara. Kindara hasn't had any major privacy scandals, but 2 things stand out as red flags to me. The first is that the app appears to either be abandoned or severely neglected, and the second is that their terms of use allow for sharing of aggregate user data. While this data is anonymized, Kindara can still profit from it. It's also unclear how anonymous this data truly is. Aggregate data is never truly anonymous through something called the mosaic effect. Third parties can combine data and potentially re-identify you. So what that means is that this anonymous data can still shape your digital footprint and the way that companies view you as a consumer. So yes, while Kindara hasn't technically had a privacy breach, the combination of their data sharing policy and their signs of neglect make me feel that I couldn't recommend this app to anyone. Moving on to number 3, we have an app with plenty of potential but still some privacy questions left unanswered, and that's Lively. When it comes to privacy, they're doing a lot right. They clearly state that your cycle data isn't shared for ads, and they don't sell or rent your personal information. That said, there's still some vague language around third-party service providers and aggregate data sharing, and while they claim that they're GDPR compliant on one page of their website, it's not clearly reflected in their actual privacy policy, which could either be an oversight or it might suggest gaps in full compliance. At number 2 is a medically approved app that does a much better job at clearly communicating privacy practices, and that's Natural Cycles. Natural Cycles is one of the most secure apps on the list. It follows strict medical privacy regulations, and it has no known history of data breaches or shady data sharing practices. Its privacy policy is super transparent about its dedication to protecting your personal data. Now this brings me to number 1, Clue. Clue's commitment to user privacy is very clear and detailed. They're fully GDPR compliant. They never sell or share your sensitive health data with third parties for marketing, advertising, or research without explicit consent. So this is in the Clue settings. You want to have a look for settings and then go to privacy settings and just have a read of this and see what you're comfortable with. I have turned everything off. In short, Clue takes privacy very seriously, and they build this into their systems, their policies, and their company values. Let's recap on privacy and security. At number 6, we have Stardust with concerning privacy practices. Number 5 is Flow with major past breaches, but they have since improved. Number 4 is Kindara with several red flags. Number 3 is Lively. It's promising, but it's too vague for comfort. Number 2 is Natural Cycles with clear and transparent privacy policies. And our winner at number 1 is Clue, the gold standard in privacy and transparency. Now let's move on to our final category, the free versus paid features. For this round, I ranked these apps based on 2 key things: how useful and complete is the free version of the app, and whether the premium features were genuinely worth the money. And one of these apps seems a little bit greedy to me. So again, at number 6, we have Kindara, and at this point, it's hard to justify paying any money for this app. I think we can just move on without assessing the app at this point. I don't think any of you are racing to download it. At number 5, we have Stardust. Stardust offers astrology-based tracking and basic symptom logging for free. It has an ad-free experience, which is really nice. It also gives you a profile with a bunch of astrology insights, but everything else is paywalled. And when I say everything else, I mean some fun facts and some articles. These premium features feel kind of superficial and nothing that genuinely improves your cycle tracking or health insights. So the value of what's behind the paywall is already pretty questionable to me. The paid version is $49.99 per year or $4.99 per week. And $4.99 per week doesn't sound like much until you realize that's $259 per year. That's a hard pass for me. Next up, we have Flow. Their free version offers basic cycle logging and some insights, but almost every deeper feature like advanced symptom analysis, personalized health chats, and detailed educational content is locked behind a premium subscription. While the premium version is genuinely feature-rich and valuable, the free version can feel frustratingly limited, especially when the app constantly nudges you towards an upgrade. If you're willing to pay, Flow does deliver, but if you're after meaningful insights without subscribing, it might leave you disappointed. The premium version is $24.49 per month, which equals $293 per year, or annually it's $99. This is a significantly high price point, making this app the least accessible on the list. That said, Flow has heavily invested into AI-driven features, and the price likely reflects the direction that they're heading. It feels less like a period tracker and more like an AI health assistant. So if price is a concern and you're not looking for a chatbot-style health guide, you might want to consider other options. At number 3, we have Natural Cycles, which is a fully subscription-based app. There's no free version at all, and the subscription is $99.99 per year or $13.99 per month. You'll need to purchase either a Natural Cycles thermometer, which is $19.99, or you can use a wearable device like an Oura Ring or an Apple Watch Series 8 and above. Overall, I think this is great value if you're using it for natural birth control, considering hormonal birth control in Australia costs anywhere from $130 to $380 per year. This makes Natural Cycles a viable, safe, and cost-effective alternative. At number 2, we have Lively. What I love about this app is that the free version feels premium. It provides a heap of cyclically aligned well-being and lifestyle tips, and you're not constantly hitting paywalls or ad pop-ups. Their premium version is $49.99 per year or $7.99 per month. The premium version gives you access to a wider variety of well-being tips and partner syncing. Do I think it's worth the price? I like the partner syncing feature, I think that's really cool, but I think the app will really shine when they roll out deeper insights. And at number 1, we have Clue. You get science-based cycle insights, not just raw data that you have to interpret on your own. Their mission feels very clear. They're focused on accessibility, which I love and endorse. Their premium version, Clue Plus, is also the most accessible at $39.99 per year or $9.99 per month. I will say that the ads on the free version can be kind of annoying. So if you can, I think it's actually worth paying for the ad-free experience. Clue is the best option if you want full functionality without paying, but it also offers meaningful upgrades at a very reasonable price if you do choose to subscribe. So the best app overall is Clue, and it takes the top spot because it ranks highly across all of the categories. It's intuitive, data-driven, customizable, and the most privacy conscious. Whether you're just starting out or you've been tracking for years, Clue gives you what you need without overwhelming you. The best app for birth control and fertility is Natural Cycles. So if you are serious about tracking your cycle for birth control or you're trying to conceive, Natural Cycles is the most medically validated option. The best simple ad-free period tracker goes to Lively. Lively is clean, calming, and simple. The free version feels premium and it doesn't bombard you with ads or paywalls. So tell me, which of these apps surprised you the most? Drop me this emoji if you care about privacy. Give me this emoji if you were curious about the best app for you. Or give me this emoji if you were here for the tea. If you're into deep dives like this, real talk, and learning how to work with your body, then hit subscribe. I've got some awesome videos on the horizon. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So now that I've finished editing this video, something about the Kindara situation just really didn't sit right with me. So I've sent them an email to see if they would like to provide any statement on the future of the app or how secure the app still is. But then this also raises some broader questions in the femtech space of what is a company's responsibility to their users when they dissolve? And the other thing is that this industry is so unregulated. It just seems like some of these apps are trying to see what they can get away with. So I have also emailed Stardust to comment on some of their marketing practices. That's something I didn't critique in this video and have found out afterwards. So now there's going to be a part 2 to this video. Stay tuned because I will update you if these companies respond. And in my opinion, no response is still a response. And I have more to say on this topic. So I hope to see you again for part 2.